Okay, so Cancers, you've got a really, really, really good month, okay? All the cards up here are in the upright position, and the advice cards are in the reverse, but they're serving as advice, and we'll go into them a little bit later. So let's talk about your overall energy. We do have the Page of Wands, which indicates a lot of good news, a lot of people that are showing interest, okay? And they're doing it in a way where it's kind of like, hey, I saw you the other day and you gave a really good speech, so it's like people giving compliments, people giving a lot of accolades, a lot of recognition, and there's a lot of like admirers in your midst, okay? The Page of Wands is definitely messages, but it's not like the Page of Cups where it's like, hey, do you want to go on a date? It's more like, I'm making myself known to you, or I'm showing my interest, but what you decide to do is up to you. So I do feel a lot of people are leaving the ball in your court for this month, and I do feel that your public image, the way that you project yourself is not your usual self, because you're a water sign, and the energy you're bringing to the table here is the Page of Wands, which is you're easily excited, you're very enthusiastic, you have a lot of this kind of like loving life quality about you, and it's a lighthearted energy. So there's going to be a lot of communication coming back and forth between you and other people. I feel like other people, a lot of people that will be interested in you. And when it comes to a specific partner, there might be some type of, when it comes to specific partner, I don't feel you're gonna have to push as hard to get the communication going, or to get this to get them to respond. So this is indicative of a lot of rapid communication coming in between you and the people that you're seeing, the people you're interested in, or the people that you are dating or in a romantic relationship with, okay? What's showing up here as the challenge is the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel that I'm reading this card based on the picture, okay? Because that came in first. And because of the sheer amount of communication you're getting, I feel like you're doing this balancing act, okay? So you can see there are phases of the moon, and there are a lot of balls that this person is juggling. Everything is up in the air, so the ball's in your court, and you can do as you wish. So I definitely feel you're dealing with people who are a little bit shy, who are a little bit commitment phobic as well. So on the one hand, they're like, hey, I'm interested in you. I just, told you you smell nice. I told you you look very beautiful. And how you follow up with that is up to you. I definitely feel the other person is interested, but how you follow up with that is really up to you. The ball's in your court, okay? So I know most of you are very shy, and like I said, the crab, whenever you see one at the beach, they go sideways. They don't directly go for the things that they want. They go sideways, backwards, and around the object of their affection. And I feel a lot of you are quite shy. And once you've been burned, you tend to retreat back in your shell for self-protection, okay? So I definitely feel that you're not comfortable with initiating. You're not comfortable. Even men, I feel like Cancers in general are just like, water signs are receptive. And I feel that a lot of you are not comfortable taking the initiation in situations. So I feel like on the one hand, the other person has shown you that they're interested, but I feel you sitting there and you feel you have this negative self-talk. Like, did they say that because they're trying to be nice, or do they really like me? Well, I think they really like you, and I feel like they're shy themselves, and they might come off confident, but I do feel they're quite shy. So in the process of leaving the ball in your court, it's posing as a challenge for you, because you have all these options and you don't know what to do. You don't really know how you should proceed. You don't want to seem too aggressive. You don't want to misinterpret. So you're kind of like up in your own head about what to do next. Well, and while you're doing that, you're not really doing anything. While you're thinking about these things and feeling these things, you're not really making action in the real world, right? So just be careful about overthinking and overanalyzing, okay? What's coming in here, we do have the Chariot, and this is your card. This is basically harnessing disparate energies within ourselves, overcoming internal struggles, overcoming internal problems, overcoming our sense of like, commitment phobic, or like commitment phobia, I guess, or even like overcoming, our sense of shyness in order to get out into the world and to do something about our love life, taking control, taking, like our love life in our own hands and doing something about it. I honestly feel a lot of you have recently started like online dating, or have started putting yourself out there in some type of social media platform, or even some type of environment where you're meeting other singles. You're making yourself available. There are a lot of people coming at you, and I feel like quite aggressively. They might just say, hey, you smell really nice, and you don't know to be flattered or to be creeped out because, it's the first time you're meeting somebody. So there is this awkwardness that I'm feeling with a lot of you because it seems like you started dating recently, and you have thought long and hard, and you realize that you needed to take charge in this environment. You needed to take charge to move your love life in the direction that you'd hope, okay? And I do feel that there's a lot of like dynamic energy, a lot of outdoor activities coming in, a lot of traveling, movement, and things like that. That's coming into the picture, and you're meeting a lot of people, is what I'm feeling. You're being solicited by a lot of people as well. So you have the balls in your court. This is a card about, winning. It's a victory card as well, and it's a major arcana. So that means if you're not dating, please put yourself out there. You've got really beautiful energies, okay? And you're going to get a lot of suitors, all right? Long-term love and romance and things like that, I feel that it can be a good beginning, but either way, you will have a lot of suitors and some really valid, solid options. So, move ahead with that, okay? What's coming in on the periphery is we've got a fire sign, and what I mean on the periphery is it's somebody that you're thinking about. They might be marginally like important in your life, or somebody that you're thinking about heavily, okay? We do have the King of Wands, which is a fire sign. This is a very passionate person. They bring with them, like, they're very sensual. They're very sensual and very exciting, very dynamic, quite the world traveler. They have a lot of life experience under their belt. They have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and they're fiercely loyal. They are fiercely loyal. They will always defend the people that they love. They will always like stand up for the underdog. And like they might not know somebody well, but if someone has been wrong, they will stand up for justice. Okay, so I feel like you're dealing with someone who exhibits this quality that you really admire, and they're very brave, very courageous, and you might be getting a lot of communication from this person as well, or there might be a balancing out of the communication if it has been problematic in the past. So I feel like this is a very busy person. I'm getting busybody. Not that they're promiscuous. I don't feel that they are. I feel that they just have like a wide network of friends and associate. And so it's really hard to stand out in this person's company. I hope that makes sense. So I feel like they're constantly moving around. They have like a lot of friends. They might have a lot of female friends, a lot of like, opposite gender friends. And you've got some work cut out for you, I feel, with this person in the past, because they're constantly surrounded by friends of the opposite gender. So because of it, you might feel a little bit intimidated, a little bit threatened. But this is the month in which they are noticing you. I feel that with the Chariot card. You're making some type of gain or traction, momentum in your love life. And I feel that you're getting communication from this person. And this person is definitely somebody that is very, very attracted to you. When it shows up as a queen, I usually feel like the person is eyeing you, but they're not really sure. But when it shows up as a king, I definitely feel this person is like very passionate about you. They're riled up, like they're attracted to you. Okay, they're gonna go for you. And they're going to be quite aggressive about it too. So this is others of you, this could just be a fire sign that you're dealing with. It seems like, you're a water sign, they're a fire sign, there's a lot of attraction here. It's highly combustible, so take it slow, okay? So for some of you, you might just be dealing with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And what's mirroring it on the other side is, it's sort of like this. So these are the energies we're dealing with, and they're mirroring one another, okay? So one person exhibits this quality, the other person exhibits this quality. You might be dealing with someone who's self-employed, like they've got their own gig, they travel quite a bit, they've got a lot of financial resources under their belt. They're very financially stable, very financially well off. I'm getting a sense that somebody is leaving the nest, so they might be moving away. There might be some communication, some long distance associated with you and this other person. And I feel like there's some talks here about reuniting, coming back together, but there are a lot of challenges associated with this union. Your life trajectory are on different, are almost like, it seems to me, almost in different directions. So I see a lot of opposition with this spread, and I feel it's almost as if you're attracted to somebody because, you know, it's a whole opposites attract type of element. And working together as a unit is not going to be a walk in the park, mainly because the things that you want out of life and the things that they want might be very different, and it's just your career trajectory that is getting in the way, okay? You might like really care about each other and you want the same things at the end, you know, the whole marriage, family stability, children, and all of that, generational wealth. But I feel like where you are, where one person is financially and where the other person is financially, you both are not lining up in the right manner, okay? One person is like self-employed possibly with a lot of financial resources. The other one is still trying to find their passion. So I feel like that's what's happening in this spread here. What's coming in here with the Justice card and the Page of Swords? The Page of Swords indicates a lot of communication that is going to be coming through. And this is more like friendly, I feel like friendly technical communication that's coming through, whereas this indicates a little bit more passion. This is more about advice. This is more about counsel coming through, possibly even legal counsel, talking talking to lawyers, talking to people about, you know, some type of taking a relationship to the next level, getting married, signing documents, purchasing a property together, moving in together, signing a lease together. So I feel some of you are dealing with this with a significant partner where you are upping the relationship, upping the ante, and moving in together or sharing wealth and trying to incorporate the other person into your life. And a lot of you might be dealing with the same person, and it's a little bit of a challenge. There's a little bit of an energy here about one person feeling a little bit like getting cold feet. And I don't feel that they're getting cold feet at the last minute. I feel like naturally, you know, they just have trouble committing to begin with. But I don't feel it's because they're running around. I do sense that it's because they need a lot of space. So trying to live together and move in together is going to pose a little bit of a challenge because I feel like somebody needs a lot of space, whereas somebody doesn't. So I definitely feel an element of opposites attract, okay? And the attraction is very strong. I mean, I'm getting a lot of like passion and sensual energy permeating through this spread. So I do feel a lot of talks and discussions are going to be airing on the legal side, which is, you know, a lot of you might have custody issues with an ex or with a current partner that you're trying to work out. I feel like it's with an ex, okay? If you have like a child with an ex or if you have like some legal custody issues, it's going to end up very favorably. There's going to be clear communication, which is like, I don't feel it's going to be conflictual. I do feel that it's harmonizing and you're trying to decide, you know, like, settle like custody or alimony or something like that as it pertains to a child. That is going to be something that also gets in the way if you're trying to start a relationship as well, because I feel like it's coming in the relationship spread, meaning this is something that you need to sort out first before you can successfully get a relationship off the ground with another person, okay? So at the center, once again, we do have the Chariot. Things are going to go your way. I do feel this is such a good month for you guys. It does want you to take it slow, but I do feel that you and another person are working together in a very harmonious manner to move things along. And I feel like a lot of you, you might have you might have two options on the table here, especially for singles. I do feel a very passionate fire sign. I do feel a little bit of a playful air sign, okay, especially if you're out there single and trying to date. The fire sign seems to me like it's somebody who's very, very solid. The air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, seems to me like they're very financially well off. And it seems to me like they are constantly on the go. They might have escaped. I feel like literally they might have escaped from a really bad relationship. So they're very skeptical about who they're dating, okay? So with this air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, they might have a lot of baggage from the past they're trying to overcome. So they don't have that ready-made framework in order to date. And I feel like you might like them, but it's hard to read. It's hard to read their intentions. It's hard to read their feelings. It's hard to gauge how they feel about you. So I feel like that's that channel of communication will open up. And I see for some of you that you might have started dating an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And the relationship might be lacking in chemistry. Whereas if you're dating a fire sign, everything is just like, really hot and heavy. But it's a little bit difficult to make your life converge, right? Whereas with the air sign, everything is already there, like you're on the same path. But the chemistry, the passion is a little bit lacking. And I do feel this is going to take off. This passion, if you're looking for that, it's going to take off. It's going to be there. I feel like it's already there, but it takes them, air signs take a while to open up, whereas fire signs are a little bit more like wear their heart on their sleeves. So I do feel it's going to take some time, okay? So in terms of your advice, what I have here is the Hangman in the reverse position. This is basically no longer putting ourselves on hold, no longer living a provisional life, rather than doing that, rather than like waiting for fate to kick in and to, throw somebody your way or throw something on your lap. I feel that a lot of you are taking charge of the situation, and a lot of you are moving ahead and going out there and seeking what your heart desires. I feel a lot of you are taking risks this month, and if you are, great for you, because I do sense you're going to win. You've got some big things here that indicates, even if the object of your affection is surrounded by a lot of attractive, desirable candidates that are vying for their love and their affection, I do sense that you're going to stand out, okay? So go for it. Don't wait any longer. In terms of the past energy here, I do have the Star card in the reverse. So I feel like, especially for those of you who have been in like bad relationships, or that was, long-standing but very toxic, and you recently extracted yourself, you took some time off to do some healing. I do feel that you might encounter some people who are a little bit wounded, okay? So I feel like, especially with this air sign, there's a lot of baggage I feel that they're still dealing with, and they're very on guard, and they're interested. I do sense they're interested, but I feel like they're not yet 100% ready to recommit, like 100%, mainly because I feel that they're going to need to take it slow. They're going to need you to prove to them that you are honest and trustworthy before they give you their heart. So I feel like this, they're erring on the side of caution, okay? So it's going to take some time to open them up, and I feel like it's because they've been through a major, like, they might have been cheated on, they might have been lied to, and they're very, like, I feel like they're a little bit broken, okay? So if some things are lacking in your relationship, you want to really understand how and why, and we're talking about, doing some additional researching into a person here with the Hermit card. And especially, they're saying that if someone has like pretty much done things that were not, so let's just say, for example, if you're dating somebody, right? And let's just say they're a divorcee and they cheated on their spouse. You want to be really careful, because I do feel patterns repeat, right? So you want to be very careful about who you get yourself involved with. If they have a history of cheating, if they are constantly surrounded by friends who have a tendency to cheat, just be very careful that it doesn't become their new normal. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? And I hope you understand. People do change, I do feel. Like, people change, they learn from mistakes, and they try their best to move on. But I don't feel like true change and transformation can happen until people hit rock bottom. I do sense that. So it takes massive, massive amounts of energy, massive and massive amounts of circumstances um, for people to change. So if you like immediately are getting involved with someone and they have a history of like either lying or cheating from their past, not with you, but from their past, you want to approach it very, very slowly and you want to ask these questions about, how have you changed? Like, what made you change? Was it like getting caught or was it because on a fundamental level you've changed? Because people will talk the talk, but when it comes down to it, when the temptation present themselves in the future, they most likely will resort to, learn or familiar habits. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Just be very careful. Take things slow. You have a lot of suitors, but they're telling you like you might jump the gun. You might not take adequate time to get to know who you're dating.